I'm excited to share today from my heart. I want to build upon what I shared in my global sermon on 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9 to 12. You see, the key to our effectiveness in transforming lives everywhere lies really in our own inner transformation, which is why we are emphasizing on the theme of Inside Out in HIM this year. So I just want to talk about two of the main points I brought up in my global sermon. The first is this: it is about being reshaped by our relationship with God. You see, I shared about God being our dear Father and King to us. And I found that I myself was far more deeply impacted when I began to experience this and grasp this deeply in my own heart, when it became a personal revelation for me. When I really understood God's heart for me, I began to understand more about His love, His acceptance, His forgiveness, the intimacy that He desires to have with me. It began to change something much deeper in my heart and in fact in my relationship with God Himself, and also in grasping the fact that God is King, that He is holy, that He is majestic, that He's sovereign, and all this. So this changed my relationship with God in a far deeper way. But it has to not only remain in our minds, it has to go to our hearts. Now the second area that I shared about is that it's about being transformed by our experiences of God. You see, one of the keys I found is to really desire for our interactions to transform ourselves. For example, I do have this deep desire to want to grow to be more Christ-like. And so as I discover more of God in my interactions with Him through prayer, through understanding His Word, through experiences and all these things, I keep asking God, please change my heart and my mind to be more and more like Christ. And that is how I grew and was changed. How about you? I pray that you will be inspired to continue to let God change you inside, inner transformation. Now, speaking about being transformed, I'm excited to remind us that we're going to have our Global Leaders Conference in Chiang Mai on the 2nd of May. And this will be followed immediately by our Thai camp from the 3rd to the 6th of May. Now, the global elders, we will be teaching a lot of the sessions. There's going to be a lot of wonderful interactions with all our delegates across the world, and of course, with our many thousands of Thai delegates. So I look forward to seeing you there.
You know, friends, prayer is one of the key elements of internal transformation. Prayer changes us from within. God revives our spiritual lives through prayer. Prayer helps us to see God work in changing us from inside out, from one that is doubtful to one that is courageous and full of faith in Him, from difficult situations to God's miraculous intervention. I invite you to ramp up your prayer lives by intentionally making time to seek God. Avail yourself to pray as God prompts you to pray. You know, just recently as I was waiting for my dental appointment, I was prompted by the Lord to pray for a missionary couple in another continent, to church planting work there. And as I was praying, I felt God coming through for this couple. And interestingly, just that evening itself, I received an email from this friend, and she said about this sort of time, she was looking for prayer. She was seeking God for such a breakthrough. And it was just about that same time I was prompted to pray for her and her family. You know, God is so good. He's encouraging us to ramp up our prayer lives by seeking Him out. Thank you to all of you who have been praying for all these months through our global HIM Global Prayer and our monthly HIM Prayer for Nations. And I really am so blessed to see each and every one of you who's there, who's praying, who's seeking the Lord together for all our different HIM churches all across the globe, as well as for God to move in and through our lives. So God is moving in all various scenarios. As I receive testimonies after testimonies of what God did, and I believe as a result of us praying together in unity. Let's continue to unite in seeking the face of God in our coming HIM Global Prayer, which is happening from the 15th to 18th of July this year. So stay tuned and come along with us as we pray on a monthly basis in the HIM House of Prayer for Nations. God
Amen.
bless you.
God bless.